Okay, so I'm ready to talk about anything you want to talk about. You can ask me anything. So
Okay.
fire away.
I didn't even prepare anything. I was almost going to
Me
allot
neither.
that to you. Because I know a lot of people are probably like, we've been speaking for a minute. So we've already gotten a lot of the formalities out of the way
Mhm.
as far as any of the controversial comments or whatever may have been made in the past. But I really, I'm just astonished that everything has panned out the way it has.
Me too.
Truly and honestly. Like I go back and watch a lot of the content people made that I didn't take a look at, and I'm like, big face palm. But I'm so astonished by the reaction, but I'm not, because it's not my first time I've seen people react like this.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be very common, like knee jerk reaction to. It's almost like everybody has abandonment issues, and I get it, but
I've discovered that it's amazing how many people cannot take a joke, and that I have been saying quite plainly for the entire time that I have been on YouTube that I talk to a lot of people. I have a very wide circle of friends. I have worked with people that others would find objectionable, heinous, whatever. Um, that's just in the nature of what I do. And so for people to freak out, I don't know, maybe it's just different in like the whole YouTube and Twitch ecosystem. Um, I mean, look, I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh, wow, this is something that everyone should have predicted." No one could have predicted it. No
no,
one.
not even a month ago, nobody predicted.
No, not at all. And I'm really glad that it worked out the way it did. I mean, people who are sitting there like, what is she up to? Why is she doing this to her channel? Well, it's a very simple thing. There are some things that are more important than YouTube channels. There are things that are more important than subs and likes and views and all of that. And, you know, okay, so you win some, you lose some. And the subs that left, some may come back, some may not. New ones will come in. I'm just going to continue doing my thing.
And that's
But
all you can do.
again, I reiterate the point that no one can tell me who I can and cannot talk to. I am not a child.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. I don't know what people think you're doing to yourself, because there would be dozens, if not hundreds, of other people who would agree that this was a positive thing as opposed to a negative. Particularly people such as Missy Ann and Frank,
Mm-hmm.
the two who were pretty well the browbeaten for a year, or Missy Ann for 2.
Right.
So they would probably disagree that this is a negative, and I know that people are very suspect and people don't trust me, and all I can tell them is just fair enough, just give me a chance at least. Don't like go out here and, because a lot of people are being like super like working themselves up into a fit
Mm-hmm. I
over
know.
nothing.
I know. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy, and it's devolved into this weird like porno fanfic, strange, like, are you okay? Like, what are you guys all right? What is wrong with you? Really?
Yeah, the sexual ideations are weird. That's very, like, I'm guilty of in the past of throwing shade at people like in passing, but this has been a constant with everybody. Like, everybody has, I think there's not been one content creator that hasn't mentioned sex
Right.
this week.
Right.
It's very bizarre.
Incredibly stupid. It's incredible. I mean, whatever. If that's the best you can do, then, go ahead. But it's just I'm so embarrassed for them. That's the thing. I mean, look, it's great content for people like you and me.
Yeah.
It's a laugh riot, but I'm just embarrassed for these people. I'm embarrassed for them. But go off, sis, if that's the way you want to run, your business.
But I don't think people understand is that, like, there is no plan. There is no like huge financial gain for me. If anything, it's more spiritual.
Right.
And I don't think they understand that.
Yeah, exactly. And I do not make my money on social media.
Right.
So, I mean, look, you and I have had a lot of private communications.
Mhm.
I do not understand a lot about you, but I understand a lot about you at the same time. I think it's because we were both raised as only children,
Mm.
and you and I definitely have only child syndrome to a certain extent. I mean, you lose your shit, you don't know how to channel your issues very effectively. You do incredibly childish things,
Mhm.
but at least you're listening. And look, I'm very stubborn too. I'm as
Mhm.
stubborn as you are. Okay. So I get it. Um, but I worry. I worry about you. Listen, even when I hated your guts, I was worried about you. I was very worried about you. I could see a man who was on the verge of cracking.
Yeah, it
And
would have been
I
the
was
second time too. Like,
exactly, exactly. I wasn't around for the first time, but I did see clips from that time period. And that was terrifying,
mhm,
terrifying, your behavior on YouTube,
mhm.
and your behavior towards the community and everything. And I saw it again last year and I thought, Jesus, I mean, okay, so I'm in the line of fire. A bunch of other people are in the line of fire, but this man needs to calm the fuck down. It needs to end.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate timeline of how I became known on YouTube at all. And really, the most, I'm more known because of that drama involving that GoFundMe than I am anything else. And that's unfortunate, you know. And that's kind of has been my adventure on YouTube, has been navigating these gross people who want to just take shots at me and try to get me to go off,
Hmm.
and then also trying to provide for this kid and trying to heal from that. It just
Hmm.
didn't work out.
Hmm.
It was just a horrible, toxic combination of trauma, drama, and
I have a question for you.
Mhm.
If you know that you didn't do anything wrong with that GoFundMe,
Uh-huh.
why does it upset you so much? Why do you keep
Um,
bringing it up, and why does it make you so angry?
well, it doesn't now, but it did for so long, simply because so many people latched onto it and believed it as the truth, and turned their backs on me, and basically used as a point of contention against me when I should have been grieving. I should have logged off.
Hmm.
I should have logged off and just been done, but I didn't know how we were going to eat. Um,
Sure.
and we had just gotten us off welfare, but it pissed me off because I'd never had a horrific experience like that,
Hmm.
and I didn't have a dime to my name, and and the way it was released on the internet was also troubling to me because it was blurted out on a live stream.
Hmm.
Um, Somebody said, "Oh my God, Neg's kid passed away," and I was like, somebody told me that, and I was like, "Oh no!" So then the cat was out of the bag because I had only passed the GoFundMe around to a few people.
Hmm.
So then I was like, the cat was out of the bag. So I shared a GoFundMe, and that's when somebody told MFW that I had this other GoFundMe for a camera and a computer, which I did, but it was years old. So,
Right.
but it just pissed me off because I didn't know how to process that loss, let alone this loss. And with that loss came this flood of attention. And then all these people who were like donating money, all of a sudden within like a couple weeks were against me. So they contributed to help me bury my son, but then they were just railroading me a month later. It was crazy.
Right. Also, what the hell was the deal with that Discord?
The open one where people screenshotted everything, it
Yeah,
was that was its purpose, was to rile everybody up
but
purely.
why? What was the point of that?
I mean, taking the bait, people were taking the bait. People were like just coming into the servers to screenshot, and just because there was no, if anybody was up to anything, it was in their DMs. So there's nothing in the server. And I just said, fuck it. I went in there. I was like, I can't, I'm just going to post gross shit since people are just running to Twitter with it. I'll be on Twitter without being on Twitter.
Hmm.
And to me, it was just a big troll and a way to keep my name circulating out there. Um, and as far as the things I said about French Fry Girl, um, I mean, I don't. She was not afraid. She was poking me before, during, after, and still is. So, um, I said a lot of fucked up shit. I've said a lot of fucked up shit in my time, and I'm even like right now, because of something I said, I'm having to go through some shit legally. So, but really, it was just about getting a reaction. That was it. I mean, a lot of people did not approve, but the right people latched onto it. The right toxic people did, and it kind of spiraled.
I don't know. Whatever. I mean, I know that you say that you were trying to troll everybody, and I have no reason to doubt that that's true. But at the same time, it's like, why would you want people to hate you so much?
They already did. I didn't. I don't know. Everybody hated me anyway, and I really just didn't care anymore, because, I'd went on Twitter and tried to sensibly talk to people about this Oakland fund that was ultimately found to be illegal, and a civil rights violation for everybody. And I mean, like, it really kind of escalated. So people were dogpiling me. It was constantly referencing, my identity traits as a point of contention, which is stupid. And I just kind of took that personally, on top of everything else. I'm like, well, fuck, man, people don't care that I'm grieving this loss of my son. They don't care that I'm right about this. They don't care about this. And again, it really goes back to just lumping everybody into one group. Because and that's why earlier I told people, I was like, be careful what you say, because it's a reflection upon the creators that you frequent.
I would see things on Twitter, or I would see something on Kiwi Farms or something, and I would just be like, that's not true. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to prove it's not true. And then I thought, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
I don't know. But again, I'm older than you are, and I only made this realization like 6 months ago.
See, I'm starting to make that realization now, believe it or not. And it's taken kind of like this incident with the death squad, the suicide squad, the death and tragic, to usher that self-awareness in. So that's why here, I put these people on the screen and have a good chuckle. Like, even earlier, I just turned it off because, like, I was like, I can't listen. I even listened to Frenchie for like 3 minutes.
Oh, you did?
In my car. I did. And I was like, I cannot listen to these people lie anymore.
Right.
I was like, this is all just lies, is all it is. It's like, it's designed to get me to get somebody to put it on the screen and debunk it because they don't care. They're going to be like, they're just going to move right back to Chantel and Natter and forget that they just lied on a bunch of people.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't harm me because it's not true.
Right.
And when it's delivered in some sort of a hysterical tone by somebody who's has clearly lost control of their emotions and is totally straying away from the main points. I mean, look, you know what I'm going to do?